This is my little secret number 4 for you. Making use of the intention mirror effect. Because one of the extraordinary things about Power of 8 groups and about intention in general, all you hear about is I want, I get. But it's much more powerful when you are also involved in sending. When people are stuck, invariably, I will say, start sending for a while as Lisa Wheeler did. As I told you, this is the second person who has had a book published. Now, she was desperate to write a book. She was a bodywork practitioner, couldn't get anywhere, as I mentioned earlier. So I finally said, Lisa, get off of yourself, start sending to Diane, who was more needy than her. She needed a lot of money. She was in her group. Unbelievable. Lo and behold, about a week after she does this, she meets somebody in a shop she was randomly in, didn't even need to be in there, who turns out to be a book coach after they start talking, who finds out about Lisa's project, who coaches her through the whole process. Upshot is she gets an Amazon bestseller. So that is the power, and I've seen it repeatedly. And there's some good reasons for that. There is so much good evidence on the power of altruism. What it does to the body and mind is extraordinary. It changes the brain. We find people who focus on the self are more likely to suffer depression, anxiety, negativity. So one of the powerful things about small group intention, you get off of yourself. That's what I find the most amazing part of it. And the senders, by doing the sending, receive just as much. I mean, take Andy, who was trying to find a new job and getting nowhere. She was divorced, she needed a new job, she had small children. And I finally said, Andy, get off of yourself. Focus on this kid called Luke, who was trying to commit suicide. He didn't succeed. He'd broken up with his first serious girlfriend. He'd fallen off of a 40-foot structure deliberately onto hard ground. And so I said, focus on healing Luke, as all of my groups did for 3 successive sessions. And by the way, Luke is now 18 and a totally healthy young man. But for Andy, here's the interesting thing that happened right after she started intending for Luke and got off of herself.
Being instructed as part of a class to focus on somebody else, I felt a lightness right there. And then we started for Luke for a couple weeks. And I want to say very quickly, within that first 2 weeks, I ended up getting a completely unexpected job offer. I wasn't looking for that type of job. I never thought this person would offer me a job. And I didn't even really expect that I would get any job offers, because I hadn't really been putting myself out there in that 2 weeks. I've been doing some other stuff. So it was just totally out of the blue in every way you can humanly imagine. And it was right up my alley. I had a gift store for many years. I did product development for a lot of the manufacturers and the artists that I supported. And this was a job working for a prominent artist who needed help putting her art on products. So I was uniquely suited to that. Right. And yet I wasn't really thinking, like, I closed my store, I want to be a product development person, but I was excited for it. It was just like the perfect opportunity dropping in my lap.
So that has happened so often with people who get off themselves, who do intention for someone else.